Hey everybody, it's Taki 117 back with Taki's Space Program. After our catastrophic launch pad failure last episode, we are moments away from our... Oh, that's weird. Anyway, we are moments away from our burn for Mars. I seem to be missing some things. Maneuver planner. There you go. Execute the next node. I seem to be having some technical difficulties, but that's shouldn't be too much of an issue. There we go. That's better. So, yeah, in the last episode, I managed to destroy the launch pad, which was... there we go. There it is. There we go. Now we're executing the node. Which means I can turn off that. Turn off that. So, and unfortunately that made it a little tight. Where I could go. Made me a little tight on time, but I did have enough science to unlock high altitude flight node, which gives me aircraft parts and shuttle parts, and I think I'm going to start trying to do shuttles now. I know I mentioned several episodes back, if you wanted me to actually record my trials and tribulations, let me know. Otherwise, I was just going to do all that behind the scenes and show you guys the finished product. If that's still the case, drop a comment. If not, you know, it'll happen behind the scenes. So right now we are executing our burn. It was 1100 meters a second of delta V, which is about half of what I have. I do have... And eventually, what's going to happen is I'm going to have enough satellites set up so that I can just point at Venus or Mars and have the Mars and Venus satellites pointing at Earth. And then while I won't have anything between the two, once they reach their destination, they will link into the relay at the planet and then bounce from there back to Earth. Assuming the sun's not in the way, because that can happen. I did also discover that by repairing the launch pad, it repairs immediately, but I still have that 2-day, I forget what they called it, that 2-day reconditioning. Anyway, 2 days, 17 hours for them to actually rebuild the launch pad. And there we go. That maneuver is complete. Don't need that anymore. We're going to remove all of our nodes. And we're just going to point prograde and hope for the best. So this episode, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for this episode. So I have, let's see here. That's strange that this comes up. I have 17 hours before Mars leaves the sphere of influence. "4 days before my first satellite enters Venus's sphere of influence." So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, let's warp to the sunny side. I should not be under acceleration. There we go. So, I think what I'm going to do... Oh, I know why. I have all of my others turned off. Let's turn that on, that off, on. There we go. Find my other satellite here. Nope. That's Skyline. That's what I'm controlling. There it is. And we're going to go ahead and point this dish at my satellite. Here we are with that. Ooh, too far. Oh, that's kind of a cool view. It's inside the spacecraft. A lot of empty space there. And we want IPSat Mars. How are these arranged? Oh, there it is. IPSat Mars. That way, no matter where Mars is, no matter where that interplanetary satellite is, it's going to go here, and then this one will bounce the signal back to Earth. We pass over Australia. So, I think what I'm going to do for the time being is I'm just going to do the Venera 1 and Mariner 2 contracts. So let's head back to interplanetary satellite Mars. Figure out what's going on there. And here we are, back with that satellite. So it's 17 hours out. Whee. It's strange that I'm not connected. I must be being blocked by something. To be honest, it's probably not the best satellite to use for such things. So here we go. I forgot about my alarm. 15 minutes to Earth escape. I'm just going to warp here. And we went right past it, but that's okay. I think my periapsis has changed quite a bit, but I'm okay with that. I am not connected. I am curious as to why. Probably because I'm not far enough away. Strange. It is IPSat Mars. Okay. Oh well. So let's go ahead and warp to take a look at this and enter Venus. Okay. We are not currently connected, probably because the satellite is... Oh, we are connected. That's good. There's the Earth and the Moon. Two tiny little specks. And there's Saturn there. We got Mars. I'm not sure where Venus is. There's Jupiter, Uranus, Mercury, everything but the one I'm looking for. Oh well, no problem. Alright, we're going to point retrograde because that seems like a good idea. This one does have RTGs on it. slowly. We are about 3 days from our encounter. You can see Earth there. Mars satellite, you can see its projected path. And you will see very soon why I have the alarm set up the way I do. Here comes Venus. See if we can see it. Pointing prograde, it should be off to our left. There's Jupiter, Mercury again. I bet that's Saturn. I was hoping I could see it by now. In all honesty, that might be it. Find out here in a little bit. "16 hours. I do not have a connection. This could be very problematic. Ah, there we go. I have a connection now. "15 minutes before my encounter. My alarm goes off. Here. Delete, unclose. There's Earth, Moon again. Not sure. Odd that I haven't found Venus yet. It should be. Oh well. That's not it. That might be it. A little green, or a little yellow puffball rather. Just a couple of minutes from encounter, and there we go. We are now inside the sphere of influence of Venus. You can see our periapsis there, 87 kilometers. We're now spinning retrograde. I am still connected, that's good. So Venus should be Uranus, Mercury, Jupiter. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send some telemetry. And this is a science experiment that I can do on this satellite. Let's see, I'm going to observe that, observe the goo, activate the counter, do some telemetry. Cancel, that serves no purpose, that serves no purpose, transmit that. Okay. So now we are going to circularize at periapsis. That's not bad. I was expecting a lot more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to ditch these stages because they're basically useless. I'm going to execute that node. Also going to activate these antennas so that I have some. Come on, activate. There. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it's because it's moving. There we go. There we go. So now I have a nice little network. Oh, that's why. It's like, why isn't it moving very fast? It's because my flight computer had locked it to kill rotation. I'm still... Oh, there it is. That's why I couldn't see it. I was coming around the dark side. We'll get our first look at Venus up close and personal, and hopefully the atmosphere isn't where I think it is. So my current periapsis is 87 kilometers. Hopefully it's a lot higher than that, or hopefully the atmosphere is a lot lower than that. It may not be. Oh dear. So 250 kilometers is still considered high over. That is good. Coming over the surface here. Executing that burn. It's a 5-minute burn, almost a 6-minute burn. Now, I know nothing about Venus, at least in the stock-sized real solar system. I do have plenty of power though, which is good. And we are actually going to speed this up a little bit. So we come screaming in. Now, normally, I would do what's called an arrow capture maneuver. And what that does, or what that means, is I hit the atmosphere and use the atmosphere to actually slow me down. And that actually helps me save fuel. A little bit of a blip there. This actually looks like the surface of Venus. Does not look like I'm getting any clouds. Normally Venus is covered with a very, very thick layer of carbon monoxide atmosphere. And you can't actually see the surface from orbit. It doesn't look like I'm getting that. It's kind of weird, but I can live with it. Uh-oh. I am not connected, and because I'm not connected, my maneuver has stopped. And it likely will not resume until I'm on the other side. The main reason for that is because I'm now between Earth and, or Venus is now between my satellite and Earth. So the good news is the atmosphere is not at 86-ish kilometers. I wish I could move faster. 4 times physics warp, but I'll take what I can get at the moment. You can see where the terrain details come through, where the different meshes collide. A little bit of a blip of cloud there. So it might just have to do with atmospheric height. I am still on an escape trajectory. The good news is both my Venera 1 and Mariner 2 contracts are now complete, and I should have quite a bit more funds. This makes me happy. There goes Venus. There's Mars there. I'm a little perturbed. Come on. Yeah, still have to stay in physics warp. But as soon as I come out the other side, I should be able to finish off this maneuver. Oop. There he goes. I'm not sure where Earth is. There it is. Yep, Earth had passed behind Venus, and so that kept me from executing my maneuver as planned. I'm now 6 minutes overdue on it, almost 7 minutes now. But I'm at least in orbit. Ooh, that's not good. So we're going to cancel that maneuver. I want to circularize at an altitude of 700 kilometers. This is going to take all of my delta V. And you know what? I don't even really care. Do not care that this is going to take all of my delta V. As I'm shifting my orbit so that both my apoapsis and my periapsis are at 700-ish kilometers. I could finish off the maneuver with RCS, but that would really serve no purpose. And we've gotten our first look at an alien world. First look at Venus. And I'm pretty close. So that's all for this episode. I'm Taki117, and remember, it's only rocket science.